Hello everyone, this is Coach Gene of Drafting Lifestyle and welcome again to another video tutorial. As you can see, we have our two previous elevation, which is the front and the rear elevation, which we discussed in a previous tutorial. So of course, you know how to construct these two elevations, especially sa mga beginner nating mga estudyante or learners ng drafting na bago lang pa natututo ng AutoCAD. Okay? So, ito pinakamabilisang way on how to create an elevation, which is the use of projection. Now, if you still remember your manual working drawings, still the same pa rin siya. You need your floor plan and your roof plan. So, what I have here is I already invert or rotate my drawing into a right side mode. So, kasi kung titignan natin, this is the front, this is the part of the right side. So, mamaya, i-rotate naman ang drawing dito with the use of this one sa left side naman. So, we will no longer discuss more about inputs or operations or what we call topics about elevation because we discussed the basics of elevation. So, what should we do now? We're going to go directly sa ating AutoCAD operations on how to create an elevation specifically for right side and left side elevation. So, if you're ready, let's get started with our working drawing.
Don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time.
So, what should we do? Always remember using a projection method. Then, click here as a base of reference point that I'm going to do with my elevation. So, line lang po ang kailangan natin. And then, once I already have it, I'm going to set another horizontal line for representing the grade line. So, simply, when you copy this one, copy na lang to pataas to the different parts ng ating drawing. So, galing sa grade line going to the top of the roof, which represents these levels. So, again, using projection method. So, copy this one to all the edges ng elevation natin. So, dito, including sa center, which represents as the center part of the drawing ng between spaces of bedroom and toilet and bathroom, and then to have it lastly dito sa my edge ng toilet and bathroom, and also not to forget the edges of the roofing. Okay, always kong sinasabi, uunahin natin ang roofing. Now, once I already have this, to make my work very understandable, so I'm going to trim everything in the middle, so between ceiling line and roofing, kasi uunahin natin palagi ang pag-solve ng roofing. But before we proceed sa roofing, sa pag-draft niya, let us first check our roof plan. So remember, this is used, ang ginamit natin sa roof design natin dito, we did use the hip roof. Okay, so here, I'm going to observe here the distance between the edge of the gutter line to the center, which gives it a 4.28 meters, and then to the opposite side 4.28 meters, which gives the spaces or this space in between on the center a 1 meter distance. So simply by projecting or offset tayo ng 4.28 from this line going inner and then to this opposite side going inner, which gives it a 1 meter distance. Okay, so and then ikakopy ko na lang to siya for our gutter line. So click here, which represents our gutter line. Now, also not to forget, okay, the distance of this edge of the gutter. Although, ikakopy na lang natin ito mamaya ang gutter, pero mas maganda pa rin kung nakaset na siya. So, line from this edge to the upper of the roofing, and then to the opposite side of the roof na naman. So, trim natin ang hindi kailangan. Trim double space bar, okay, and then trim this side, trim this one, okay, and then trim ito sa baba. Now remember, you have to trim your works as much as possible para hindi kayo mahirapan sa output ninyo. Okay, so madaling maintindihan ang drawings ninyo. So sa manual naman, remember that you keep your lines very thin, okay, to make your work much more understandable. So, once nandito na tayo, again, we will solve first for the roof. Okay. So, offset tayo. We did use 0.1 before, pero kung gusto nyo 0.2 because of your ridge na nakakover ng 0.4 ang distance, pwede din naman. So 0.2 lang ang gagamitin ko dito, so which gives it a 0.1 distance on both sides. So click lang lahat ng edges na hindi kailangan. So for here, ito, tatanggalin ko na to siya and then erase this one because I'm going to copy the gutter na ginamit dito sa kabilang drawing. So simply by highlighting this one, okay, highlighting this object, copy, and then place it to the opposite side, which gives it as a gutter representation. To the opposite side naman, okay, copy, which will give it an opposite representation of the side sa kabila naman. And then, what I'm going to do is to copy and place it here. Now, sa opposite side, you have just to extend these lines para magkaroon ng representation as one gutter. Okay? So, trim the unnecessary lines that are not needed in your work. And then, same procedure, i-hatch natin as a representation of architectural symbol ng bubong. Remember, you have so many options here sa mga hatch patterns na pwedeng gamitin sa roofing ninyo. You could also download from the internet. Okay? So for this one, I'm going just to press enter because I'm going to type MA match, and then I'm going to choose these lines here and then click to the opposite, which will give you a copy or same sizes ng roofing material na ginamit din dito. Okay? So very understandable and very easy to perform ang paggawa nito. Okay, so remember, I'm going to adjust here the size of the toilet and bathroom flooring kasi remember, our toilet and bathroom is lower compared sa standard na flooring na meron tayo. Okay, and then what should I do here is to simply project downwards the door. Okay, kasi ang door lang naman ang naka-expose dito sa kabilang side. Okay, kasi walang ibang mga objects nandito kundi plain wall lang. So I'm going to project line here, going downwards, baba, and then copy this one to the opposite side para malaman lang natin kung saan ang position ng pintuan. Okay, remember, the size of the door that we use for every entrance is 1 meter. Common and standard po yan siya. So, some they are using 0.9 pero mas prepare na mga clients or artists, even architects, that every entrance of the door is at 1 meter. Okay? So here, I'm going to create door here. So ang gagawin ko na lang, so hindi ko na siya kakopy dito since we applied the 2.1 meter height of the door. So ang gagawin ko dito, rect na lang, and then 1 meter, tab 2.1, enter. Okay? Which will give me the size of the door, and then automatic, meron ako pintuan. Now, I'm going to offset here, 0.05, paloob, and then this one, project it downwards or pull it downwards, no, to give this a representation as the what we call the door jamb. So offset ako ulit ng 0.1 for the design of the door. Remember, you can create as many as design of the door na gusto ninyo. Okay, depende kung anong style ang gusto niyo pintuan. So offset ako ng 0.05. Okay, as a representation that this is a glass. So hatch ko rin siya as a representation that this is a glass door. Okay, so ma-match ko siya with the use of existing gradient that we have on the works natin sa floor, sa front elevation, which gives this as an idea of what we call the front or what we call the door with the use of glass sa pintuan. So I'm going to give this a highlight and then produce this or layer this one as a door and window. Okay, so for the doorknob, type ko na lang siya ng 0.025, which will give you the diameter of 0.05, and then move it into 0.05 distance. Okay, move it 0.05, and then the height of the doorknob is at always constant of 0.9. Okay, so match this one and then create lines for this, going here and then to the opposite side going here, which represents, diba, last time sabi ko, this will represent the swing position of the door. Okay, So, and then once you're done, move this door, placing here as a representation of your door. Okay, so ito naman, tatanggalin ko na siya. So we already have the what we call the front, the right side elevation. So all you have to do now is to layer the drawing. So simply, para mas maganda at madali, I'm going to type match and then try to layer already yung mga distance and spaces ng ating drawing. So simply by pressing MA and then automatic, it will give you the hatch command. I'm sorry, this is okay, this is a hidden line form. So ito naman is a solid line. Okay, so connecting it here, and then I'm going to type a match that will represent this as a solid line. Okay, so after here, as you can see, naka-layered na siya. So I'm going to again provide an outline of this drawing with the use of polyline. So PL, enter. So click na lang natin ito siya dito to give it an outline of your work. So last time sa video tutorial natin, I met my classmates here which they happened to show the video. Sabi nila, very classic pa rin ang pag-design natin sa pag-design daw natin sa mga residential style. So they also made mentions that even sa age namin, we are still learning a lot, no? So sabi ko nga, this channel is used for learning purposes sa mga estudyante namin. Okay? So which also includes you. Okay. So once tapos na tayo sa pag-outline, automatic I'm going to give this a fine line layer as a representation of the roofing. So there we have it, ang ating what we call the right side elevation. So what should I do? Copy this one and then move this right away here. Okay, and then I'm going to give it as a right side, or minsan ang ginagawa namin it should be capital elevation. Now there was a student who asked me, sir, bakit kailangan nasa capital letters po lahat talaga ang ginagawa natin sa technical drafting? Remember, we are using an engineering lettering. Okay, so ang engineering lettering, they are using most of the time, or most practices that we use is a capital letter or uppercase letter. Okay, so engineering standard working procedure po yan siya. Okay, now proceeding sa dimensioning, or before we proceed sa dimensioning, remember that we have to place the center lines of each object. So kailangan may center line pa rin for the position of our grid line. So I'm going to change this as a layer of center line, and then I'm going to copy this one to the most, it should be moved to most center position. So copy na lang dito, dito, at saka dito. And then as you can see, meron na tayong center line na nakapost dito. And then to make it more equally, just create line here and then trim the excess and then erase this one. So what should I do? Copy itong mga existing circles natin or grid lines. Now remember, our grid lines here will be numerical, galing dito. So ibig sabihin, we'll start here 1, 2, 3. So dito papalitan natin ng, this is 1. Okay, just move it on center. This is 2. And this is 3. Okay. And then it's time for us to indicate the dimensions. So what they're doing is just they are going to copy this one. So pwede din naman kahit hindi. So DLI. Okay, DLI. Okay, dito natin simulan. Click. Click. So I'm going to change this into center first. Dimension. So DLI natin siya. Galing dito, papunta dito. click, DCO, okay, DCO, dimension continue, para madali ang trabaho natin. Galing dito, papunta rito, papunta rito. Okay. And then, what should you do for the remaining? Just press DLI where you think it fits the most para explain yung sizes ng mga dimensions. So, DCO lang natin, dimension continue para sa ating work. Okay? And then, not to forget, the total dimension of the grid line to the top of the roof. Now, if you'd ask me, sir, kailangan pa rin may copy dito? Yes, you need to copy this one to the opposite. So, ang madali na lang dito is just you have to place, ikakopy nyo na lang lahat ng mga dimensions or mga annotations na kailangan para sa inyong output. So, copy na lang, kaya napakadali ng ating work. Okay, sa manual, isa-isahin po natin talaga ito siya. Okay, click and then copy. So, for repetition of work, remember, you just have to press spacebar. Okay, so copy na lang to. Copy, CO, enter. Click lang and then drag it to their most desired position. So, if you think this is the position, pwede. Ito naman, remember, spacebar kapag same procedure or same command must be placed here or it will be used. So, copy na lang, move this one and then the opposite side, copy na lang din and then place it in the most desired position. So, we are already done with the right side elevation. Except na lang, kailangan pa nating i-indicate ang mga descriptions ng bawat material. So, here, MLD, okay, multi-leader, and then, click na lang tayo dito. Now, as you can see, no, kung saan nakaposisyon ang mouse ninyo, doon din pupunta ang mga letterings. So, depende na lang kung gusto nyo dito banda or dito sa kabila. So, just click and drag here, and then type, this is wood panel door. Okay? Same procedure ng ginawa natin. So, I'm going to change this into text, and then automatic, I'm going to change also my layer sa text kaagad. Okay. So, depende kung ano mga materials ang kailangan i-describe dito. For example, this one, concrete wall paint finish. So, kayo na mahala kung ano ang mga kailangan dito ng i-describe ninyo. So, to avoid redundancy, you just have to choose kung ano pinaka-importante. Kasi, i-discuss nyo pa rin yan siya or i-illustrate nyo pa rin siya sa mga detailed works. Okay. So, the only thing that we have here right now is what we call the left side elevation. So, because we already have the rear elevation, so, here, ang gagawin ko na lang is simply, i-rotate ko siya. Okay, highlight and then rotate. And then, we already have our right side or left side elevation. So, move the drawing into your most desired space. So, I'm going to turn off the F8. Dito ko na siya ilalagay. Okay? If you wish to move a little bit further, you may do so. So, same procedure must be done. Pero, ang gagamitin natin is simply a mirror command. So, copy. Or pwede din naman mirror kaagad. Mirror, MI. Enter, click. And then drag. Make sure nakawa ng F8. So, click na lang. Okay. So, click and then press erase source object. Press N not to erase it. And then, remember, I'm going to click line here para to make a line or sketch a line here para kung saan ko i-copy ang base point ko. So, this one, highlight the drawing. And then, move it at the most desired position dito. So, copy, specify base point, and then move it here para maging parallel siya with the edge of the roofing. So, I'm going to erase this one. Erase this. Okay, kasi iba ng position ng mga pintuan natin. And then, this one must be erased. Okay. So, and then, to make it to make your work much more faster, copy ko na lang din to siya and then change it into L side. So, we're still going to use projection method pero iba na po ang nasa loob. Okay, so tatanggalin ko lang ito but I'm going to leave the floor line here, finish floor line as constant. So, tatanggalin ko siya. Itong mga lines na to. Okay, so, drag this backward here and then extend lines that are very important. So, projection na lang tayo. Simply, ang naka-expose naman dito ngayon ay mga bintana lang. So, napakadali. Line. So, ang gagawin ko lang is to copy this line. Just one line here. Sorry. Kailangan naka-sentro talaga. So, click lang. Isasobra na natin. Pababa. Okay. And then, copy the same procedure dito sa kabila. Remember, they are both window 1. So, this is a sample of a window 1 which I'm going to highlight everything here. Okay. And then, give it a copy. Highlight. Type CO. Enter. And then, click dito sa pinakababa sa grade line. And then, place it then on the same spot that you are going to position them. So, automatic, we already have our left side elevation. Okay? So, kasi ganito ang itsura niya. So, if you're going to process this one with the use of projection, automatic, nandito na po nakalagay lahat ng details ng output ninyo. Okay? So, we are already done. So, all you have to do is just to add some details dito, papunta rito, if you need so, and then DCO for the height of each window. Okay, o DLI na lang dito, dito, and then drag backwards, give it a match para maging pareho. Okay, so those are this is a very most, or what we call the most faster way on how to have your elevation through the use of projection method. So, move lang natin. Remember, everything must be on center. Okay, so far so good. Nandun naman sa center. Okay, now, for the last part dito, so I'm going to type MLD. Enter. So, eto naman. Remember, kung gusto dito sa kabila, pwede sa kabila. Sa opposite side, pwede din naman. So, this is sliding window. Window. Okay, and then this one, should I say this is concrete molding. Okay, so what else do you need? So kung gusto nyo ito, specify din ito, Spanish gutter. So to avoid redundancy, wag naman lahat talaga. So, kasi meron dito sa kabila. So, this is, unless if this is a different material. Okay? So, there we have it, our 4 elevation. Okay? So, as you can see, napakadali talaga. So, I'm going to erase this one kasi hindi na kailangan. And then, I'm going to move this drawing elevation sa baba ng ating front at saka rear. Okay? So, F8. So, position them dito sa baba for our plot para ipa-plot natin ang output natin. So, we already have here our 4 elevation. And then, let's proceed sa ating A3 size. Okay. So, sa ating A3 size, so, what I'm going to do here, kasi nagawa natin to siya. So, palitan natin. Okay. So, let's see kung anong A3 dito meron. So, A3 here. So, ito, sige. Sample. Okay, from STEA. So, erase this one. So, I'm going to give this as proposed 1-bedroom residential plan. And then, to edit this part here, double-click na lang kasi meron tayong multi-view. So, try to center your work. And then, click outside kapag meron na. So, remember, if dalawang page ang kailangan ninyo, you have to press this 1 of 2. Pero since this is 1 only, so I'm going to give it as 1 of 1. Okay? So, sample lang po ito siya. Okay? So, let's try to plot our work. Let's check. Window. So, opposite sa outside part talaga ang kukunin ko. And then, so, choose our A3 works here. So, my A3 paper size. Okay. So, let's check. Apply to layout. And, check muna natin kapag sa naka-layer ng output. So, preview. As you can see, this is our output for our 4 elevation. Okay? So, 4 elevation ang feature natin ngayon. Okay. So, let us also check if anong itsura niya kapag naka-monochrome. Kasi kompleto ng output natin eh. So, monochrome, preview, and this is the output that we're going to expect for monochrome. Remember, gradient will not change. Okay? The gradient will not change because naka-default talaga ang gradient sa ating output. So, sa pag-print ninyo, ganito talagang lalabas niyan, gradient output. Unless you are going to change this into black and white, and then it will give you a gradient of black and white. Okay? So, option na lang po ang paglagay nito ha. Ang paglagay ng gradient sa mga glass windows. Okay? Including sa doors. Now, as you can see, we did forgot to place here as door 1. So, pwede na pa natin siyang i-edit kasi kung titignan natin, meron siyang door 2. Meron naman siyang window 1. So, you have to place also the same procedure sa door 1. So, escape lang natin. Okay? So, cancel naman na natin. And then, I'm going to go back sa model. And then, I'm going to copy this one, door 1. Copy. And then, place it sa ating dito sa ating output. Okay, hindi na copy natin ha. Copy, CO, enter, copy natin ang object, and then place it here, somewhere here, or kung gusto nyo dito. Okay, so there you have it, yung door 1 natin. So yung isa naman, sa rear elevation, parang hindi na sa center, you could still edit your work before you could submit your final output. So sentro nyo lang natin para mas maganda siya tignan. Okay. So if you think this is already in the center, let's go back to our A3 size. Okay. Check natin. So plot natin our output para make sure talaga na sakto talagang output natin. So preview check. So there you have it, your door 1 description sa baba. So which represents as wood panel door. So this is the proper steps on how to create an elevation. Sa tutorial naman natin sa susunod, gagawa na tayo ng section drawing. So same procedure, gagawa tayo ng section drawing sa ating AutoCAD with the use of projection method. Pero kapag gagawa tayo ng 3D already, mayroon tayong 3D works. So I'm going also to have a tutorial like that. Okay? On a 3D works, I'm going to teach you also how to have a section drawing na hindi na kailangan na naka-projection pa. Same thing with elevation. Okay? So, pero for now, since we are still studying the basics, okay, we need to master this output, this procedure as a form of our work. Okay? So, kung final check it, remember, kailangan naka-follow talaga yung standard steps and procedure natin para nasa tamang output natin when we are going to submit. Okay? So, this is Coach Jean once again. Thank you and God bless hanggang sa susunod na tutorial natin. Bye-bye!